Okay, so my name is Triple T, aka Tim. This is how I make my chili with and without beans. And right here is I'm going to walk you through the ingredients on what I use to make chili. So first thing we start off with is we have some McCormick garlic powder and meat tenderizer, black pepper. Now the second one that you see, this is black pepper that actually has salt in it. I'm just too cheap to buy a salt container. 4 pounds of ground beef. Now, me personally, I like mine when I'm making my chili to have 73%, 27%. More the fat, better the chili. That's just me. Some people like it with a leaner meat. I like it to have a more fattier meat to it. So I go with the 73-27 for the meat. Then we have your chili beans. Now, this right here, Lori doesn't like spices. She don't like her chili really spicy. So I get her the mild chili seasoning pack from McCormick where I use the original chili. Then I have pork and beans. I just picked any one. You can go with Campbell's or whatever. I just got the cheapest one. But I like the pork and beans because it gives it that sweetness to it. And then, of course, you have your light red kidney beans. Now, some people like dark kidney beans. It all depends on what you prefer. And then we use Hunt's tomato sauce. Okay. So there's the ingredients on how to make your chili with beans and without beans. And of course, I have 2 onions, one for each pot. Spray them down with some Pam so it don't get stick to the bottom. And there I am. I diced up the onions for each pot. Now, sometimes I may use green peppers. Sometimes I don't. There is a little bit of green peppers in this one, not a lot. And as you can see, 2 different pans, onions. Take the ground beef. Now I do use 2 pounds per pot. Get it in there, break it up, mush it up with your hands and everything. Break it down with the onions. Get it all mixed up. Now I normally wear gloves. I think I did on the second part, but the first one I didn't. I was kind of in a hurry. But you basically just want to take your hamburger, mix it in with the raw onions, and then you're going to season it, mix it all together, and then fry it, brown it up all together. That way, the seasonings get inside the meat. It's not just on the top of it, but it actually gets down inside the meat all the way through. So when you bite into it, you got well seasoned meat. All right, let me speed this up a little bit. Make sure you wash your hands so you don't contaminate anything. And there goes Molly. All right, so I don't ever measure anything out. I just go all by eye. As you can see, put how much seasoning you want in it. It's usually about a teaspoon or a tablespoon. Put some salt in there, salt it up. Give them a little mixer, pound it all in there. And this is before you do all your grounding of your beef. You want to get it all mixed up. Now, some people like to ground their hamburger before they add their chili powder. Me, I like to put it all in there. That way, when it cooks in, it gets it all in there. Get all that fat, the grease from the hamburger. That's the meat tenderizer. I use pretty good amount of that. Of course, your garlic powder, black powder, black pepper, and like I said, salt. Original chili flavor. Pour it all in there. Now the prep work for this, since I'm doing 2 pots, is probably about 25 to 30 minutes. And you're gonna mix all that up. Like I said, you want to get all that chili powder in, get it inside that meat, get it all nice and good. It's kind of like a rub you would put on like on your ribs or something. But this is just hamburger meat. And you're just getting it all mixed up to where it sucks all that powder and seasoning up. Get it all in there. And I'm gonna show you what it looks like here once it's all mixed up. And you can see it's all mixed up right there. And once you get it all mixed up, put it on the daggone the stove. Start. There it is. You see all the powder and whatnot. Anyway, you're gonna get all that mixed up, then you're gonna start frying it up. You're gonna speed it up. Now I'm working on the second. This is Lori's chili. Now, like I said, she doesn't like a lot of hers. She don't like the heat from the chili. She likes the taste of the chili flavor, but she doesn't like her spicy. And of course, you want to make sure you clean all your working area up as you go. And then I season hers up. Meat tenderizer, garlic powder, black pepper, and salt. And you see, I really don't measure it out and mix it all together. Now, with her seasoning pack, the mild chili pack, I don't use the whole pack on hers because she doesn't, like I said, she doesn't like um, that much of the chili flavor or the heat from it. Well, I tell her that I don't use the whole pack, but I actually did. She never knows until now because I know she's watching. So, yes, Lori, I use the whole pack on yours every time, and you can never tell the difference. But in this video, I only put half of it in, and then when the camera's off, I went ahead and put the other half. That's why it turns out so good, and she never complains. And mix it all up, and then once you get it all mixed up, you start grounding it or browning it. Now, go through. Can opener was being didn't want to cooperate. But anyway, you start opening up all your cans. I just use regular tomato sauce from Hunt's. I like their consistency of it. Here's the pork and beans. All right. Once you get all of them open, I don't drain the juice from the pork and beans, and I don't drain the juice from the chili beans, but I do drain the juice from the kidney beans. Here we are grounding up the beef. Putting in all the sauce, mix it all together. All right. Once you get all your sauce put in, there goes the pork and beans. It should be the chili beans and then the kidney beans. Once you get all the beans in, I'll take a half a can of water from the sauce and make it in there. That cuts down on some of the acid from the tomato sauce. And then just stir it all up. Let it simmer on a low heat for about 30 minutes, occasionally stirring it in, and your chili will be complete. That's the bean portion. All right, now I'm working on Lauries without the beans. Same process. You do everything the same. You just don't put beans in it. Like I said, I'd rather have beans but that than not beans. And here's the one, the pot with the beans. As you can see, it's nice and thick. You got three types of beans in there. Like I said, kidney beans, chili beans, and pork and beans. You got your onions, got some green peppers in there, your beef, and all your seasonings. Nice, thick, hearty, healthy. And then, of course, hers is not as thick because it don't have any of the beans in it. But you can see all the tomatoes, the onions, and the beef and the green peppers. Like I said, just stir it up, let it cook on a low simmer for 30 minutes. Once you get it all mixed together, and your chili is good to eat afterwards. And this is what it looks like after it's been setting for 30 minutes. Nice and thick. And there's your final product. And then when we pull the lid off the Laurie's, you should see a lot of that fat. See all that grease right there? That's from the fat. Mix all that up. That's all that good chili flavor. Now the one without the bean, we'll take that sometimes. We'll put it on hot dogs or we'll put it on a like a hamburger or something, a chili burger or chili cheese dog. That's some good chili right there for some chili cheese dog. You see some of the green peppers in there. Now what Lori does with her is she'll take Ritz crackers and mash them up, put them in there, some honey wheat Ritz crackers with some cheese. Me, I just like my chili plain, and you can dress it up however you want. You can put it with cheese, you can put cream cheese on it, sour cream, some shredded cheese.